Going into Newcastle game on Wednesday, I think Manchester United needs to work on a lot of things. Yes, they won against Crystal Palace yesterday by 2 goals to 1, and it was a poor start for them in that game. They were so terrible in the first 30 minutes. But against Newcastle are a better side. Newcastle have been giving Manchester United a lot of problem in the recent years. However, I think these are the few parts of their game that they need to improve on. Number one is the overlapping of that right wing. Manchester United put a lot of bodies in that right wing of the field, which makes them lose some balls that they are not supposed to lose. It makes them lose some possessions, and then the left side of the field just looks empty without nobody there. And then if they are able to control that, I think they can also spread the ball across the field so as to make sure that every part of the field is being used. Then number two is the approach to matches. I think in the few games we discovered that using Sesco might work in some games, and then using Mbuemo as a first nine can also work in some games. However, I think the best thing to do for Michael Carrick and some Manchester United players is to make sure that they approach the game the way it's supposed to be approached, especially when it comes to the kind of team you are playing against. I expect in that Newcastle game, Mbuemo should start as a first nine. Yeah, because United needs a player that is more mobile so as to drag the defenders out. I think that's the best thing to do against Newcastle. Against Crystal Palace, they did not really start well because Sesko was there as a number nine, so the attention was all on him. The two defenders were all on him. But when it comes to a false nine, the first nine will drag the players out, and it will make sure that the whole system works for them in their own favor. So I feel against Newcastle they should start Mbeumo as the first nine. It's only a player that you see in your front that you'll be able to mark. Then number three is the midfield issues between Kobe Mino and Casemiro. We all know that Kobe Mino and Casemiro are not really pace player. They don't really have much pace to cover. They don't really have the physicality to challenge for some duels in the midfield, and which is why they struggled so much against Crystal Palace yesterday. So if they are able to correct that against Newcastle, which I think is not possible because that's the players they have right now, except they are going to use Ugarte, and we all know that Ugarte is not really good enough. So they need to correct that against Newcastle. Maybe can put more bodies in the midfield so as to challenge and win some duels. Now, when it comes to Euro and Heaven in the defense, Euro caused the first goal yesterday. It was a poor defending from him. So if they are able to bring in maybe Heaven to pair with Maguire, I think it will be a very good idea for Michael Carrick because Euro right now I think he is not at his best. So it is good enough if Heaven starts ahead of Euro so that it will pair with Maguire. Depending the time Martinez comes back, Heaven is also a good player. He's a left footer, and I think he will also fit into that shoe of Martinez. So the last thing is that Manchester United needs to address is the issue of poor start to games. In the recent games against West Ham, against Fulham, against Crystal Palace yesterday, they started so poorly. I don't know what was actually happening with the team at the point when they will start game and then they will lose so much concentration. And also, I feel United needs to play more games, just like I mentioned in the last video. I think they need to play more games so that they will get the rhythm, they will get the energy that the team requires to play in the English Premier League. They need to keep up with the energy to make sure that they also fight for the top four and then to qualify for Champions League next season. If United are able to address all these issues, I think it will be a very good idea for them and it will also work out. Very soon, Masimon will be back, and I think Martinez should also be back very soon, as well as Martins Delete. Martins Delete is also close to coming back, and also Dogo. Shaw is out, and I think Mazerao can also play that position very well. He played that at AFCON, so he can also play that position very well. So these are the issues I think Manchester needs to address going into Newcastle game. But I think they should also try as much as possible to win that game. I know it will be a very tough match between them and Newcastle because Newcastle are a very physical team and they are also good. They have so many good players. I think United can win Newcastle. They have done it this season. They won by one goal to one from Doku strike. It was a wonderful strike from him. These are the issues I think Manchester United needs to work on, and it's going to work out for them. Let's hope.